Senator, this past week, you were among the senators who voted for a continuing resolution which included money for the president's objective in Iraq and Syria. How do you know that you will be arming the right people on the ground in Syria?
No, the short answer is, Kay, I don't. I have serious reservations about what we're doing in Syria. But we didn't have a separate vote on that. We had a vote basically just on the keeping the government going until December the 11th. And quite frankly, I felt I should vote for that for a lot of reasons, but not the least of which is I was able to get $88 million in it for the Ebola, to go after the Ebola outbreak in Africa. Mm-hmm. And the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, said they desperately needed that money for equipment and personnel, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So that was in that continuing resolution.
So your vote had an asterisk by it?
Oh, an asterisk. Well, look, again, that goes. The continuing resolution goes till December 11th. Mm-hmm. So we've got October, November. We got about almost at least 2 months anyway, to see what the president does and how he fashions this and how he shapes it. And I think it gives us some time to do a little bit more analyzing of just what what he wants to do there.
So what questions do you need to have answered?
Well, I just want to know how this is going to unfold, number one. What is the extent of our involvement going to be? Is this going to be one of those things where it just keeps escalating and we get in further and further and further? The other thing I want to know is why aren't our allies, our friends, if you will, in that region, why aren't they stepping up? Saudi Arabia has, well, I'm close, 225 F-15s. They got a whole bunch of Tornadoes. Those are French jets. Where are they? Why aren't they providing the air cover?
Why do you think that is? I mean, you have some suppositions.
I'd like to know the answer to that, Dean. I don't know. I've asked that question. Where are the Saudis? Where are the Turks? Turks have a long border there. They're part of NATO. They have all kinds of aircraft. Where are the Turks in this? Hopefully, some of these answers will be forthcoming in the next month or so.
But your vote isn't contingent. Of course, it's not contingent, but your support isn't contingent upon bringing the Saudis and the Turks in, is it?
Might be. I want to see what the Saudis are going to do. You know, I've got a thing about the Saudis, to be honest with you. You go back to 9/11, there were 19 hijackers. 15 were Saudis. 2 were Egyptians, and 2 were Jordanians or something. Not one Iraqi, not one. But we invaded Iraq. The Saudis, and we know from intelligence and other things, that the Saudis have been funding for years jihadist movements from Pakistan to Algeria and Morocco. So it's time for the Saudis to figure out whose side they really are on. And I tell you, they've got a lot of firepower. They got a lot of firepower. They bought all the planes from us. Well, they bought it with the money we gave them for the oil that we brought to this country. And I want they should. Now they said they were going to do some training. That's not enough.